The Dibs here with Streamerology. Today we're going to be talking about the great news Xbox released just the other day, their new exclusives, and a little bit of confusing news by Phil Spencer. Alright, today we finally got our first reveal. We finally got some footage about Halo, and there's a lot of memes about it. Go ahead, we'll just put some memes up here for you. And of course, it comes with a new art style, it comes with new weapons, new mechanics. Master Chief all of a sudden has a grapple now. So that's a thing. He can grapple up terrain, he can grapple enemies. He has a Doom guy grapple, which is very odd. It's going to be new, it's going to be different. They're being a little bit brave, which I respect. I want to see how the new Halo Infinite comes out. Now, I was personally a fan of Halo 3. I loved the first trilogy. I loved Halo 3 ODST, and the multiplayer from Halo 3 was perfect. Now, the newer games, I did not enjoy the story or the multiplayer for Halo 5. It was meh to me. I know some people might disagree. That's your opinion. This is mine. Now, I did want to mention as well, there's a lot of different games coming out. There's a lot of different news for Xbox Series X. So a lot of people are pretty stoked for some of the bigger things that they announced. One of those things is going to be the new Fable title. They're redoing Fable. They're bringing it over to the Xbox Series X. We haven't seen too much about it. We don't know much about it other than it's a new Fable title. So be prepared for new Fable. Among that news as well, we also have a sequel to Hello Neighbor coming out as Hello Neighbor 2. We also have State of Decay 3, which looks really interesting. It shows a woman in the forest in the trailer, and she goes out hunting. She follows a blood trail. As she's stalking through the woods, she's going through the woods looking, following this blood trail. All of a sudden, it cuts to a scene of a wolf being eaten by a zombie deer. So that was a pretty fun trailer. I'm pretty stoked for that. I like my zombie games. I never played any State of Decay titles, but this definitely has me interested. You caught my attention with the zombie deer. Of course, with any new Xbox consoles being launched, you gotta have the Forza. They also showed Forza Motorsport, which is gonna be on the Xbox Series X. We have a new installment, a new IP called Everwild, and it has a really interesting art style. I'm gonna show a clip here of that. Now, the gameplay, the story, what you're actually supposed to do, they didn't really explain that in the trailer, but it was interesting. It looked fun, it had a unique style, and it was a new type of game to me. It looks fun. I want to see what it is. The game's developed by Rare, so we're going to see what they do with it. Rare, I think, has done an amazing job with Sea of Thieves, so I'm excited to see what they can make with a new IP. I trust Rare since they made Sea of Thieves. They did a good job with that. I'm excited to see what they can do with the new IP. They also showed that they were dedicated to Sea of Thieves, so if anything, if whatever Everwild is, whatever the gameplay's like, and when it comes out, I trust that Rare will stick to it and make that game worthy, as they have for Sea of Thieves. Now, there's also other good news. There's also excellent news here right now. If you ever played Life is Strange 1 or Life is Strange 2 or both and you enjoyed them, guess what? We have Tell Me Why. It is a new story by the people who created Life is Strange 1 and 2. It's about a brother and sister. It's gonna be a drama, and it's gonna be a story-based game where your decisions affect the overall story. It affects everything that happens in that world. It's gonna be fun. If you've never played Life is Strange 1 or 2, do yourself a favor. Go play through those games. They are absolutely fantastic. I don't care if they're not your type of game. You gotta try it at least once. For any fans of the classic platforming series Psychonauts, we got a surprise for you. It's not really a surprise. It was announced the other day. We get Psychonauts 2. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be a quirky little platforming game. It showed in the trailer Blackjack singing the School of Rock track. We're looking forward to it. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully Jack Black's in the game. Hopefully he does voices or something. I absolutely adore and love Jack Black. And then we also got another bit of surprising but exciting news. Fable is coming out for the Xbox Series X. No information is released on it. We know Fable is an RPG where your decisions affect everything in the world, but they're making it, they're redoing it, they're relaunching it. I want to see what they do. I want to see how the world's upgraded. I want to see what they do with the mechanics. It's coming out for Xbox Series X. We also have some things on the side here. We got some side pieces here. We got a new free-to-play game called Exo Mecha, and the trailer itself, I'm going to show a little snippet here. The trailer itself reminds me of like Gundam Wing combined with Titanfall 2. So I'm curious. It has me curious because I feel like I missed out on Titanfall 2. I wish I could have played that when it had a larger community, when it had a larger player base. I wish I could have played that. I feel like the player base is a bit smaller now. I know there's certain people out there that still play it. Bless your hearts. I'm not brave enough to play it. I feel like I'd get crushed by all the super experienced people that still play the game. That's definitely going to be an interesting title to check out. It also is going to have its own battle royale mode if you're not tired out in battle royals yet. There's so many more coming. Also, they're updating a certain game called Ori and the Will of the Wisp. It's going to be 120 refresh rate on your screen, and it's going to come in 4K. You might have already played the game, but if you haven't, you get to experience it in higher definition on the Xbox Series X. Another surprising title that has me very interested is called Avowed. It's supposed to be like Elder Scrolls Morrowind type first-person RPG. We haven't seen much about it. We saw a cool cinematic trailer, but I'm looking forward to it. I definitely love games like that. I love my RPGs. If it is anything like Morrowind or Elder Scrolls, it's going to be welcomed. For those who enjoy the Outer Worlds, we have a new DLC coming. It's called The Perils of Gorgon. So that was also announced as well. You're going to get some new DLC, you're gonna get some new stuff for Outer Worlds, so be on the lookout for that. And here is a nice surprising bit of news as well. If any of you ever played the game Stalker on PC, I think it was released like 10 or 11 years ago. They're bringing Stalker 2 to the Xbox Series X. Classic horror survival game. I never played it myself, but I enjoyed watching my friend Nick play it when we were younger. It's a fun looking game. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it out. I'm picky. I'm picky about my horror games. I mainly like the zombie ones. But Stalker 2, if it catches our eyes, we'll check it out. But for the fans of the original Stalker, good news, you got Stalker 2 coming out. I hope is everything that you want it to be when it comes out. There's also another free-to-play game other than Exomecha, which is going to be New Genesis Phantasy Star 2 Online. It's going to be a free-to-play game that will be launching with the Xbox Series X. I don't know what the release date is. It looks like 2021, so it won't be launching with the Xbox Series X, but it'll be coming out soon enough. If you're an original fan of the Phantasy Star Online or Phantasy Star Online 2, you can definitely check this out. It is free-to-play, so no harm in trying it out. We also have some news from The Verge. They kind of pieced this together. We have different quotes from Phil Spencer himself. All right, so just last week, he said you won't be forced into the next generation. They want everyone to be able to have access to Xbox Game Studio games. But at the same time, they're saying they're releasing these Xbox exclusives. So it contradicts the idea that he wants these games to be exclusive on their Series X, but are they going to be on PC as well? Because they're trying to expand. They're trying to expand how people play games. You can play them on PC, or you can play them. You can either play the games on PC, or you can play them on the Xbox Series X, which is confusing. They're exclusives, or are they not exclusives? Are they exclusive to the Xbox Series X, or are they going to be on PC as well? It contradicts with the idea of an exclusive. So that's a bit confusing from Phil Spencer. But at the same time, everything that he has said in the past does stack up to wanting people to be able to play on PC and multiple different platforms. For example, this quote is from January. All of our games, sort of like PC, will be able to play up and down that family of devices. So he wants all these games to be accessible on the PC. As you can see, they put a lot of hard work into the Xbox Game Pass. It's amazing. It has a lot of amazing titles on there. And on PC, they have a lot of games that you can play on PC from Xbox, and the ports are nice. I played Gears Tactics, I played Sea of Thieves, I played a handful of others that transferred really well onto PC. So kudos to Xbox for setting that up and doing it right. Now, the confusing thing is, am I going to be able to play these on PC or not, Phil Spencer? You're talking about exclusives, you wanting people to play on PC and your Xbox, but then you're talking about exclusive just on the next generation. Which is it? Which is it, Phil? And then the quote we got from March as well is right here. We're making commitments to use smart delivery on all of our exclusive Xbox Game Studio titles, including Halo Infinite. And this goes for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If you buy the game on Xbox One and you want to upgrade to an Xbox Series X, if you want to upgrade from an Xbox One to an Xbox Series X, you totally can. And with smart delivery, I absolutely love this. Xbox, thank you. Phil Spencer, thank you. You buy the game once, it's on your Xbox One, it transfers to that Series X. No fuss, no muss, you don't have to buy a title twice. You buy it once, it's yours. So I do like the idea of the smart delivery. I do want clarification on these exclusivity titles. I want clarification on the PC side of things. Xbox, you need to clarify this before your new console comes out. We need to know. I would like to know. That is the news we got from Xbox. I hope you guys enjoyed that short recap of the exclusives that are coming out, the things that are on Streamerology's radar. If you guys have anything that you're super excited for, let us know in the comments down below. I want to hear what everyone else is excited for. Me, myself, I'm excited for Avowed. I'm excited for the new Fable. I love my RPG games. I want to see how those come out. And Xbox, I hope you do a fantastic, amazing job on them. I'm curious about State of Decay 3, and I'm curious about Avowed. I'm excited for Tell Me Why. I want to remind everyone I stream on Twitch Wednesday and Friday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Saturdays at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Remember to come hang out. You can poke my brain about Mix It Up, bots, or commands. You can also just chat, hang out, and play some games. We look forward to seeing you. At 100 subscribers, we're doing a $50 giveaway. Make sure you hit that sub-a-doodle button. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.